Good morning, good morning, good morning. Carol Davis here with a spot of sunshine. Hey, I have a question. Anybody besides me tired of this pandemic? Tired of being shut down? And I don't know about you, wherever you are, but in my town, Palm Desert, they open, they close, they open, they close. All right already. But, hey, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I could stay in that place of being, I could get depressed, I could be sad, I could be mad. And what will it change? So, if I could change everything by being mad or sad, believe me, I would. But since I can't, I might as well be glad and be happy and hopeful, right? One day at a time. So, that's one reason I do this, to remember that every minute, that all we have is now, and in the now, I can be in the sunshine. I can be in the light of the Spirit. So I'm going to start this week reading Hope for the Flowers. I love this book. I tell you, before I start the story, I'm going to read a little bit what the author says here. I have so much trouble with these pages. She says, Hope for the Flowers. My thanks to everyone all over the world who has helped me believe in the butterfly. This is the tale of a caterpillar who has trouble becoming what he really is. It's like myself, like us. To the more of life, the real revolution. So, that's kind of where I feel like we're in right now. You know, we're just like the caterpillars in our cocoons, waiting to become butterflies. All right? And that day is coming. We will fly free again like butterflies. And so I begin. Once upon a time, a tiny striped caterpillar burst from the egg which had been home for so long. Hello, world, he said. It sure is bright out here in the sun. I'm hungry, he thought, and straight away began to eat the leaf he was born on. And he ate another leaf, and another, and another, and another, and got bigger and bigger and bigger. Until one day, he stopped eating and thought, there must be more to life than just eating and getting bigger. It's getting dull, like being shut down in the pandemic, right? So Stripe crawled down from the friendly tree, which had shaded and fed him. He was seeking more. There were all sorts of new things to find, grass and dirt, and holes and tiny bugs. Each fascinated him, but nothing satisfied him. When he came across some other crawlers like himself, he was especially excited. But they were so busy eating they had no time to talk, just as Stripe had been. They don't know any more about life than I do, he sighed. Then one day, Stripe saw some crawlers really crawling. He looked around for their goal and saw a great column rising high into the air. Here's a picture of that. Those are all caterpillars. The column was a pile of squirming, pushing caterpillars, a caterpillar pillar. It appeared that the caterpillars were trying to reach the top, but the top was so lost in the clouds that Stripe had no idea what was there. He felt new excitement, like sap rising in the spring. Maybe I'll find what I'm looking for. Gosh, before the pandemic, weren't we all doing that? Running around, looking at what's on top. What are they doing? I'm going there. Not even knowing where there was, right? Remember? Full of agitation, Stripe asked a fellow crawler, do you know what's happening? I just arrived myself, said the other. Nobody has time to explain. They're so busy trying to get wherever they're going up there. But what's at the top? Continued Stripe. No one knows that either, but it must be awfully good because everybody's rushing there. Goodbye. I've no more time. He plunged into the pile. Stripe's head was bursting with the new drive. He couldn't get his thoughts together. Every second, another crawler passed him and disappeared into the pillar. There's only one thing to do. He pushed himself in. The first moments on the pile were a shock. Stripe was pushed and kicked and stepped on from every direction. It was a climb or be climbed. No more fellow caterpillars on Stripe's pile. They became only threats and obstacles, which he turned into steps and opportunities. This single-minded approach really helped, and Stripe felt he was getting much higher, but some days it seemed he could manage only to keep his place. It was especially then that an anxious shadow nagged inside. "What's at the top?" it whispered. "Where are we going?" On one exasperated day, Stripe couldn't stand it any longer and actually yelled back, "I don't know, but there's no time to think about it." A little yellow caterpillar he was crawling over gasped. "What did you say?" "I was just talking to myself," Stripe mumbled. "It really isn't important. I was just wondering where we are going." "You know," Yellow said, "I was wondering that myself. But since there's no way to find out, I decided it wasn't important." She blushed at how silly this sounded, quickly adding, "No one else seems to worry about where we're going, so it must be good." But she blushed again. "How far are we from the top?" Stripe answered gravely, Since we're not at the bottom and not at the top, we must be in the middle." "Oh," Yellow said, and they both began climbing again. But now, Stripe had a new feeling. He felt bad. He had lost his single-mindedness. "How can I step on someone I've just talked to?" Stripe avoided Yellow as much as possible, but one day there she was, blocking the only way up. "Well, I guess it's you or me," he said, and stepped squarely on her head. Something in the way Yellow looked at him made him feel just awful about himself, like no matter what is up there, it just isn't worth it. Stripe crawled off Yellow and whispered, "I'm sorry." So that's where we're going to end for today, because we have our 7 minutes. We're going to read every day this week at 10 a.m., I hope. Now, if I hate this. I haven't figured out how to do an advance broadcast, because sometimes I have a driving job, and at 10 o'clock Pacific time, I can't, wherever I am, I always pull off the road to do this broadcast, but sometimes I can't get a connection. So if that happens, I will do it later, my post, and put it on YouTube, which is, by the way, tell all your friends, all these posts I put on YouTube. So you can go to Change Less Change YouTube anytime and see all of my posts, okay? So this is a good one, though, because this reminds me of what's happening with us. We were all, before the pandemic, everyone on the planet was racing, climbing. Oh, we were all going for something. We didn't even know what sometimes. And then, boom, you'll see that in here. It all ends. But then we become butterflies. So that's what we're in store for. We're in like our cocoons right now, waiting to be butterflies. Yay! So I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye.